Hello everyone, we are group 4. Our topic is the impact of the wage gap among couples on marital satisfaction. First is introduction. Regarding the reasons for conflicts between husbands and wives, scholars often discuss on the economic level, emotion level, values, and the distribution of housework. This study will discuss the impact of the economic level and housework distribution on marital satisfaction. First, on the housework distribution, household chores are important works to maintain the basic operation of the family. However, following the tradition, it usually uses gender as a way of distributing household chores, making the wife spend much more longer than husband. So the distribution of housework between male and female has been quite unequal from them until now. Second, at work, according to salary statistics by the Central BAS Agency in 2019, the average hourly salary for the female is 296 NT dollars, the male is 344 NT dollars, and the wage gap between sex is 14%. It can be seen that women are mostly in the second salary level. Our hypothesis is that if men's wages are higher than women's, the housework distribution will be more unequal, which will reduce the marital satisfaction. Here are two main research objectives. 1. Discuss whether the wage gap among couples affects marital satisfaction. 2. Discuss whether unequal housework distribution affects marital satisfaction. Next is literature review. Conflicts among couples and maintenance of marriage. Conflict as an inevitable event in our daily life is the same and normal in marriage. From a good point of view, conflict provides an outlet for couples to vent their emotions. Researchers divided the reactions in conflict progress into positive and negative. Positive reactions include responding with relatively smooth, non-emotional words and expressing agreement, while negative responses include criticism, complaining, and self-defense. In addition, according to the research, when a couple uses relatively positive reactions more often, the quality of their marriage will be better. Relationship between housework distribution and gender. According to the data from the Central BAS Agency, among the population over the age of 15 years old in 2017, it can be seen that females spend more time on housework than male. According to the research, whether the unfair distribution of housework in the family will produce contradictions and conflicts. The most important factor is whether one of the couples in a marriage is in a raising period of career. In other words, the more time one of the couples spends on work, the more time another has to undertake housework. Next is feminism. Feminism believes that the current social system is dominated by patriarchy, reflecting the unequal treatment to women. We will discuss how the patriarchal oppresses women for a long time from the perspective of feminism, making unequal distribution of housework. Resource exchange theory assumes that family members will use personal economic resources to exchange the right and the labor force in the family. Therefore, we infer from this that men will have more advantages in the distribution of labor and rights in the family. That is to say, men with higher wages may have more control over household decisions and will have more power, so the responsibilities of household chores are delegated to women. Last is conflict theory. Conflict theory believes that conflict is beneficial, a key factor in promoting social development, and a force to integrate society. But on the other hand, the conflict also exacerbates social instability and confrontation. Therefore, we will use the conflict theory to relook at women and how to deal with the exploitation and oppression encountered under the situation of the patriarchal system and wage inequality. This is our research frame.
This is quantitative survey research. Using Likert scale, researchers use star file sampling for simple random sampling and use convenient sampling to collect 200 valid samples of quantitative data. The software to analyze is RStudio. The research data is based on a self-designed questionnaire. 5 miles were selected by simple random sampling in 中立桃园 cities. There are 中建里、文化里、新人里、华爱里 and 内坜里. Then, using convenient sampling to send the questionnaire to each of the 5 places. The number of complete questionnaire samples was 224. After excluding with incomplete answers, 208 valid samples take 200 as the final analyzed data. The research is to discuss the relationship between the wage gap among couples and marital satisfaction. Specifically, the control variables are gender, age, education level, marital status, living status, family member, and family structure. The main independent variable include 2 factors: housework assignment and wage gap. The dependent variable is divided into the dependent variable is marital satisfaction. The independent variable are housework assignment and wage gap. We use some common household charts to test situation of housework distribution, with scores are 0 to 5. The lower the score, the more housework female do. The wage gap among couples is divided into 7 options. No gap to above $50,000, with score 0 to 6. The higher the score, the higher the wage. Moreover, we require the respondent to provide their and their spouse rounding wage, divide into 12 options, with $10,000 as a unit, from minimum 0 to maximum above $100,000, which codes are 0 to 11. The higher the code, the higher the wage. On the other hand, the dependent variable is marital satisfaction, which divides into conflict level and interaction level. Conflicting code are 1 to 4. The higher the code, the lower the conflict level. Interactive code are 1 to 4. The higher the code, the higher the interaction table. Characteristics of this research sample are shown in Table 1. Female respondents are count for. There is no male in these samples. About age, 41 to 50 years old is a highest, 46.5%. And about education level, bachelor degree is the highest, 41.5%. Regarding marital status and living status, both married respondents and cohabiting respondents are accounted for. There is no single respondent and separate respondent. Regarding family members, couples are childless is 6.5%, while couples have child is 93.5%. Thus, regarding family structure, Nuclear family is a highest 70.5%.
Next is the sharing of data lies. In the first part, we talk about the reliability test. The coefficient of ground bars alpha of the three different levels of the questionnaire is higher than 0.7, which has a high reliability value. In the second part, the t-test, we assume the group 1, the group with a higher salary for men, has a higher mental satisfaction than group 2, the group with higher salary for women, and let the alpha equal to 0.15. At last, we found the assumed reputation could be held. In the third part, in the test of correlation coefficient, we found the two interesting points. One, women's personal wage income is positively correlated with the distribution of housework, and negative correlated with the conflict level. The reviewer can prove the theory of ratios from the side. When women provide more economic ratios to their family, they can exchange for less housework to do. 2. The wage gap between the husband and the wife is negatively correlated with the distribution of the housework, and the relative wage level of the spouse is negatively correlated with the level of conflict. In the fourth part, the R-square value of the regression model is 0.1045. The model can explain 10.45% of the change in the target value. We define married satisfaction as a dependent variable, and define 6 variables including housework distribution, salary, education, age, conflict, and education as an independent variable, to observe their influence on the dependent variable, and finally find that the variable sum age, housework distribution, W4, personal salary income, B3, education level has a significant impact on the marriage satisfaction, which means that the change in these 3 variables can be well explain the change in the dependent variable.
After the analysis, here is our conclusion. In our research, we focus on married women. We find that marriage satisfaction will be higher when the wage of men is higher than that of women in the family. The higher the wage of women, the less housework they will do in the family, the more intense the conflicts in the family, and the lower their satisfaction with marriage. The fewer housework women do at home, the higher their marriage satisfaction will be. And we also found that higher the education level of women, the less housework they do, and have more intensive conflicts, which lead to the lower satisfaction of marriage. From the perspective of resource exchange theory, when women strive for economic resources for families, it means that women replace household chores originally required at home with economic resources. From the perspective of feminism and conflict theory, women living under the patriarchal system may have been suppressed for many years that it is hard to express themselves. With the rise of females' economic and cultural status, they are more daring to fight for their own reasonable rights in their family. In this way, the confrontation between male and female also happen in the family and manifests as the more educated females in the family, the higher probability of conflict happens. This is the end of our presentation. Thank you.